So, Woody, now that we're live, you want to tell us what happened last time since Jeremy wasn't here, and you're clearly the only one who knows. I have no idea what happened.
Okay, the first um the first note in my notes just says do not the meat child.
Do not
Do
the
not the
meat?
meat child. Do not the meat child. Okay.
Now I'm
Do
terrified.
not I remember Hannah, yes. So we went to go check on Hannah. It was me and Amira. We went to go check on Hannah because we were like, new friend, new friend. So we went to go check on Amira, and she was like, no, we went to go check on Hannah. Me and Amira went to check on Hannah, and she had chosen Howl Softly for her werewolf name, which is like the cutest shit ever. Riff Raff literally died. And he like has this moment where he talks to her about how his fiance was killed by a werewolf hunter, and he was basically like trying to talk to her about like the dangers of like humans being involved with like a Geru's life, but he was also like, I think that
Just a
your
point
love
of
for your husband is
clarification.
worth it.
Is it, I mean, because you're a wolf breed, so was it a mate or a fiance?
My fiance. It's a fiance.
So you met a person as a human. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
After
cool.
the first
Yeah.
change.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
digress.
because we
Continue.
we had that conversation because I was like, hold on, how long have you known this person? Because you've only been
Yeah.
a werewolf for, a handful of years.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. As a human.
Just a
She was
minor
my human
point. I was just
fiance.
curious. Okay.
That's a fair
No, it's
question.
okay. But then he was like, your love with your husband is worth it, so you should try anyways. Anyways, and then Hannah was like, well, since you talked to me about that really traumatic shit, I should teach you how to use a bus. And he's like, that's so cool. Chill. And then Amira went and was writing an article like covering up what happened with Muller. And she talks to Silverteeth, and they go over about how like it was like a gang thing gone wrong sort of thing. And then they were talking about like how they were afraid that the Bane that escaped was going to possess another meat child. And
That it might have possessed the meat child.
the meat child. Yeah, possessing meat children. And
Oh,
then
the Bane that escaped the guy, right?
yeah,
The tree
Muller.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we were talking to Silverteeth. I keep dropping dice everywhere. We were talking to Silverteeth, and she was like, "Well, we can either like let this Caern like die out, or we can like try to like save it."
The new
And
one.
but she was like, if we save it though, it might piss some people off. And she was like, it might piss like werewolf hunters off. And like Riff was like, and so we were like, yeah, let's save it. We're gonna save it because it would be good in the long run for our Sept. So then
This is the Get a
Riff
Fenris one?
is
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that could be complicated.
And then we're
Just
doing
wait, it gets
complicated
more
things.
complicated.
Oh, of course it does.
Oh yeah, it gets even. Wait till you hear what we did at the place.
Yeah, but wait,
Okay,
there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Riff Raff goes and talks to Silverteeth alone because he needs a bit of a pep talk because he feels like a total and utter failure. And she's like, you'll like, I know you'll do the right thing. And he's like, bestie, I don't think I will, but I really, like, I trust you. Thank you. And then, yeah, he's smiling through the pain. And then this werewolf called Swift comes over and he's like, you guys should come with us because we're gonna restore the bridge, the moon bridge. And we're like, hell yeah. And so we go into the Umbra, and we're in the Umbra and we're like traveling to the like blown up Caern area. And then Amira talks to a raccoon spirit named Jester, and it was really cute because she wanted to ask permission if we could like restore the thing. And the raccoon's like, yeah, that's chill.
The
And
raccoon
then-
that had too many eyes and multiple tails. Yeah.
Yeah,
Adorable.
yeah. And raccoon's like, that's chill. And so we're like, okay, we're gonna do that. So then we come out of the Umbra, and Silverteeth is like, why don't you guys look around? And we're like, okay, we'll look around. So we start looking around, and then Amira and Riff Raff find this like ritualistic dagger called a clave. And Amira's like, we should give this to John. And we're like, okay, we'll give it to John. And then, but then when we were like leaving, like we can't take that into the Umbra. So we're like, okay, we'll walk home. Like you guys can go through the moon bridge and then we'll just like walk home. So then everyone else goes back into the Umbra, and me and Amira and Riffraff order an Uber. But then we see these people coming into the park, so we hide. And there's this lady in like this suit smoking a cigar, talking about like, oh, we're gonna like demolish the park. Like that one guy from the Lorax. How bad can I be? Like they wanted to demolish all the trees, and
Oh my god,
yeah.
that makes Riffraff the Lorax.
And so they are like shit. So then we like sneak around them and we go to, and we think they're from what's Pentex.
Pentex.
Thank you. We think they're from that Pentex, and then we sneak out successfully, and we are going.
Just to pause there
and
for a second. Wasn't there already a connection to Pentex somehow? I want to say
there was. Amira's connection had said that there was some loose affiliation with Pentex and the Horticulture Club.
Okay.
And
yes.
This Amira was able to remember from some of her research and stuff. So this is King Distribution and something. Hold on, I wrote it down.
Sorry to sidetrack again. It just jogged a memory.
It was King Breweries
okay.
and Distilleries.
Yes, thank you. I literally just pulled it up, and that was perfect timing.
Okay.
And so Amira knows that they are a Pentex affiliate. They're not, the like direct connection. They're kind of the front, one of many fronts for Pentex.
All right. Okay, I'll try to shut up now for the rest of your recap.
No, it's okay. There's a little bit left. We're doing so good.
And
so
it was an important question.
Yeah. Okay, class. So then we go, and there's a van, and there's
It's always a van.
I forget what it was, and a Cadillac, I think, is what it was. There was a van and the sedan. There's a van, and it said King Breweries and Distilleries, and we're like, we should steal one of these cars. And so we're like trying to figure out what car we want to steal. At first, we're gonna steal this sedan because we're like, fuck this lady. But then we're like, but the King and Distilleries, they like make people like fucked up and shit. So we're like, we're gonna steal this.
They talked John out of stealing Bridget's car at one time,
yeah.
And then they immediately next session steal another car.
Yeah. So Riffraff breaks into the van, and while he's breaking into the van, Amira pops the tires on the sedan. And so we go in the van and we drive to Riffraff's like secret safe house, because he has a secret safe house, which is actually St. Agnes Church. And then we're like searching through the van, and we find some like personnel files on like unionizers and protesters who are like striking, which like may or may not be like, like silently wiped out. And then Amira gets a call from her Uber, and she's like, I'm not picking that up. And then she gets a voicemail, and the like cigar lady's like, you're gonna regret this, man. And we're like, and then like the Uber texts Amira, and it's like, I'm rating you 1 star. And we're like, oh. And so we rated the Uber
also,
5 stars.
When Amira slashed the tires, it set off the alarm on the sedan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we gave the Uber 5 stars and tipped well.
Uber you guys didn't take.
Yeah. And then we leave the van in just like downtown Detroit unlocked. We just let the streets take care of it,
Maybe not the best choice, but okay. I'm not saying anything about Detroit. Just
no, that was the intention.
That was the intention.
They wanted
it to be stolen. Okay.
Yeah. We just wanted someone to disappear it. Because originally Riffraff was going to dump it in the river, and then Amira's like, no, don't do that. Gaia. And we're like, yeah, that's really bad. So then we're like, man, we'll just let Detroit take care of it. And then after that, we went back to the Sept. Oh, this is the part we left on a cliffhanger. We go back to the Sept, and there's this moot happening, and we're like, what the fuck? And we go over, and there are 2 Cult of Fenris members in the middle with silver teeth. and we're gonna jump their ass or something. And we left on the cliffhanger.
I don't think that was the vibe necessarily because it's a
No,
moot. So
no. And then John was there too. Also, he was in the crowd. And then me and Amira went and joined John, and we're like trying to figure out what's going on. And that's where we left off. We left off on a cliffhanger.
Exactly, and that's literally where we're gonna pick back up.
And we were supposed to add a new rite.
Yes.
And give ourselves a
point. Or gift.
New rite or gift. And give ourselves a point of renown somewhere. Is that correct?
And I believe there was a third thing, maybe? An attribute.
An attribute or a skill?
An attribute, because you guys did skill the time before. Did you pick out a new rite?
No, I think I know the gift I want. I just okay. We can take a gift or a rite, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. There was.
So, what was John doing while the rest of the pack was off, getting into all kinds of trouble?
Well, it was a friend that originally referred us to do all this, like to check this out. So I'm just going to report back.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely.
And maybe, I feel like John's doing some soul searching as well. Still not totally over what happened during his first change. So I think any of that.
Yeah. And I think what I had said, just because we hadn't really talked about it, was that you were probably, and I'm sure there's been plenty of time for all of the things, that you probably had to do some kind of like medical review for your employment, just to be able to say, like, hey, I'm not fit for work still, and I need more time. So I'm sure there was some soul searching while you're in the lobby waiting to be seen by their shrink.
Yeah. No, and I mean maybe even John's going to a shrink, like outside of
sure,
outside of the one that I assume I belong to a like a police officers union or something. So maybe I'm going to one that's not, that's outside of that.
That would make sense. That way, there's not any worry about like conflict of interest or anything. And I assume that Canada has something along the lines of HIPAA that we have in the States that helps to protect your personal health information. But
yes, it's not. I will tell you, because I'm familiar with HIPAA through my work. It's not as stringent. Like HIPAA's way more.
I will say, working in healthcare, in mental health specifically, as stringent as it still is not perfect. There's still problems and stuff still gets out there, unfortunately, even though it shouldn't. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, John, you see your compatriots as you are all at this moot at the Sept. And as I had told the others, the two Cult of Fenris members are pretty easily identified. One of them does have like Geru markings that clearly depict that they are part of the Cult of Fenris. The other one, John may or may not know, but I know that Amira and Riffraff at least were passingly familiar that they had been with your Sept in the past and left to join the Git.
Okay.
So kind of the history
were we made aware that there was a moot happening?
It was kind of a sudden thing. When these two Cult of Fenris members showed up, they called everybody in to meet, to hear them out, to hear what they had to say.
But we were not present for that, correct?
I mean, you're there now. The Cult of Fenris members are there with you. They're kind of in the center of the circle of Geru.
Okay.
So, kind of the history here It's been around 5 years since the cairn that you all had rediscovered originally had died. It, as we had discussed previously, was controlled by the Cult of Fenris. But around that time, it died off, and for unknown reasons, the Cult of Fenris kind of stopped showing up. You guys hadn't really seen them or heard a whole lot from them until fairly recently, when they started sort of poking around their old cairn and just around Detroit in general. So Riffraff, since Amira's not here, I think Amira actually was the one who had the clave in her possession, but I will let you present that however you would like.
I think like after we kind of sorry, I touched a dead spider. Oh, I thought it was a stain on my desk. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. I am okay, sorry. I'm gonna I'll go and I'll like get it from Amira and like ask her for it if that's okay.
I mean, I assume so.
Yeah, and then like maybe Amira gets a little busy with something, I don't know. But I'll ask her for the clave and I'll go over to where John is and I'll kind of like wave to him to like get his attention.
So just to be clear, we're all watching the moot right now?
Mm-hmm.
And that's inside the Packard plant?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'll look to Riffraff. If Riffraff's trying to get my attention, I certainly...
Yeah, I'll kind of like swiggle through the crowd and then I'll be like whispering because like I don't want to interrupt the moot and I'll be like, we found something very cool for you.
Okay.
Yeah, look at this. And I'll show you like the dagger clave.
Would I know the significance of that?
Why don't you test? Where did I put my book? I will let you tell me. Definitely intelligence and you can grab my book real quick.
Probably nothing.
But if you have anything in mind.
Well, I would think occult would make the most sense. That being said, I don't have anything in occult.
I thought you had some points in occult.
No.
Oh, I thought you took a point after that first session.
That was Amira. Amira took a point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think my points came... The bonus point I got, I think, went into intimidation, I think.
Just intimidate your way into the Umbra.
Or streetwise.
Okay.
Well, I've gotten better at the whole Umbra jump.
We also learned some stuff that I didn't realize, that for every Geru, whether they know the right or not, who is there with you crossing, you get a bonus dice, and for every other Geru who knows the right, you get 2 bonus dice.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really good then.
Yeah. It won't be a problem anymore because Amira took the right as well, so you guys have plenty of ability to get across pretty easily.
Skyrocketed into the Umbra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say intelligence occult.
I got 1 success.
Okay. I mean, you've probably heard of a clave. You may not know much about the actual significance of it, but
okay.
I'll
be like, where did you get that?
Amira and I were looking around at the park because we want to try to help it. And while we were looking around, we found this in the ground. And Amira said that you should probably have it.
I will... Well, if you're extending it, I'm certainly going to take it.
Yeah. So,
it does not come with a sheath or anything. It's just a bare knife.
Does it have, like, out of character? I know they usually have markings and things like that on them.
It does.
But does it get markings?
No. So the other two had identified...
I don't need that trouble.
No. The other two had identified the markings on it. and I'm assuming that either Riffraff or Amira, because she's still there, would tell you the glyphs on it are for Caern Nation, Story, and Wilderness. So, kind of the deduction that they came up with was that it might be older than the Get having control of that cairn.
Okay.
Yeah. It is.
Well, I think
I don't even remember what they call it, but the where it's like the S curve blade.
Yep.
And it had a deer antler handle.
I think Riffraff. I probably John's tough guy exterior gets let down a little bit. Like he's not very good at manipulating, so he really wears his heart on his sleeve, and yeah, he's incredibly thankful for this.
And I know
you like it.
I know in the 5th edition that it says in the book they can only be used in Hamid and Glabro, but in older editions it was allowable in Krynos as well. I'm going to let you use it in Krynos.
And it's not a one-use clave, it's a full-blown clave?
Yep, it's a 3-dot clave.
Holy crap. Well...
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off, Riffraff.
Yeah. Does Silverteeth know we have this?
No one's been able to talk to her yet because the moot was going on whenever they got back.
Oh, we haven't had a chance to talk to her, but I don't think she'll mind that much.
I don't know. I look around. Do I know other Aruns in the Sept?
Probably at least a handful, yeah.
Okay.
Are you afraid that they're gonna like challenge you for it?
That was my that's sort of what John's thinking about. He's like he's kind of the new guy. He's one of the new guys here, right? He's one of the new Sept members, and okay. Well, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it for now.
Well, even though Silverteeth is kind of central, like having this talk with these two Get members, Swift, who is the truth catcher, who is not an Arun, he is a Philodox, but is fairly close by. So, you think that you would be able to at least ask him.
I don't want to disrupt the moot in any way, so...
Sure.
I if possible, like if they're talking in a way that other people are allowed to overhear, I would like to know what the Get are here for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can hear pretty clearly that these two Get members are they are there to recruit for the Cult of Fenris. They are basically arguing. Yeah. Exactly. They're basically arguing that the Sept of the Concrete Wolf is not doing enough for Gaia, and that they need to take a harder line stance. And so they are calling for any Geru willing to join them to leave the Sept.
Do I roast these guys, or do I just stay out of it? Riffraff will kind of like glance over at John, kind of like trying to gauge John's feelings with this.
John does not seem repulsed by the Get. As curious to hear what they have to say. I don't think he's like he certainly doesn't look interested in joining them, but he's willing to hear them out.
Can I? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
I was like, out of character. I'm like, what would Riffraff know about the Cult of Fenris?
Riffraff might know a little bit more than John, I'm guessing, just because they haven't really been around. But they're not limited to the Detroit area for sure. They're all over the place. That their reputation is often kind of a fascist type thing. They take things to the extreme. They do not like people who question orders. They're very what's the word for it? Like violence is their first choice the majority of the time.
But that they're not out like. Well, I wouldn't know this out of character. They wouldn't be necessarily direct allies of the worm, but some people think that their insane lust for battle and that maybe is crossing a line that puts them close to the worm.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's semi-common knowledge that they have separated themselves from the other tribes as the Cult of Fenris has succumbed to Hoglosk. So they just let their rage kind of control them, run the show.
Are they like violent towards humans or just like other werewolves?
Anyone who gets in their way. And technically, they have good intentions because they are trying to do what they think is right for Gaia. That doesn't mean that they always do the right thing or that their good intentions are beneficial to Gaia.
We're
Like,
fighting,
they
we're fighting the same battle as the Get. We're just approaching it differently. I think is the bet.
And sometimes you're fighting the Get.
Yeah, because But if the Get doesn't think the Sept is doing enough, then if there's enough of the Get in the area, that's a concern too. I think because
Yeah.
What is Silverteeth saying to them? What's her vibe?
Yeah, so they're kind of giving this impassioned speech, trying to persuade people, and she's just listening. She's kind of sitting on her ceremonial throne, so to speak.
Can I tell if their words are landing with any kind of effect on other Sept members? Like, does it look like people? Does it look like other Guru are maybe are sympathetic? I suppose.
Yeah, I would say probably roll me wits and awareness.
Okay.
Could I also do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's my? I think I may have opened an old character sheet. I'm looking for an alternative here because something about this one doesn't quite seem right. It looks a little off to me. But anyway, because I don't have any rage marked down, and I knew I had rage last time.
Yeah, I would just say because time has passed that you'll just start at 2.
2? Yep, that's fair. But I do need to add those dice.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. What about John?
Just 1 success.
Okay. John, you're not sure. It's a little unclear. Riff Raff, you kind of hear some murmurs. I mean, being a Ragabash, you're maybe a little bit more in tune sometimes with listening in on what the crowd is doing and saying. And yeah, you hear, not a lot, but you hear some whispers of people seemingly at least considering joining.
So the way that they're like talking, like, are they coming off like threatening at all? Like, is their tone as like a threat, or are they just like upset?
A bit of both.
Okay.
It's not a direct, they're not saying like, hey, we're going to kill the Sept members if you don't join. But there's not a lot of choice being given. It's more like you should join or else. But it's being fairly subtly put. It's not a blatant threat.
How does Silverteeth look? Does she look like threatened or scared, or does she look upset?
She seems pretty neutral currently. Like, she is just listening. Unclear if she just has a really good poker face or.
What moon type is she?
So
she is a Theurge.
She got a good poker face.
Yeah.
And the Cult of Fenris, they're saying that we're not doing enough to stop like the stuff that's happening with like the big Caern bomb thing.
Not so much that specifically. They don't mention the old Cairn. They don't mention the what was it, the spirit quake. They don't mention any of that, but they talk about the worm and the threat posed by the worm, and how you're all supposed to be children and servants of Gaia, warriors of Gaia, and instead of being warriors, you're being cowards.
I think
He
Riffraff will kind of like. Sorry, go ahead.
He's besmirching my honor here.
He's besmirching my honor.
Did this fucker not hear what I did to that Fomori?
Did he not see? Did he not hear about how I cowered? I cowardly ran away.
I think I might.
That could be what they
I'm gonna
heard.
step up on that.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll come to the edge of the circle or whatever, and I'll say, there's still warriors here. My pack and I recently brought down worm spirits and a Fomori that had manifested itself. So don't tell me we're not doing enough.
Well, it sounds like you'd be prime material for the Get of Fenris.
That'd be awesome, but no, I just I say my loyalties lie here, and I motion around to all the other guru gathered.
Yeah, and with that, you hear, because people are in various different forms, they're not all in human or wolf form, you hear just kind of a general...
I'm going to say I have my clave tucked away.
Okay. Out of sight, yeah.
Out of sight.
That could be bad to have a little too visible.
I don't need that trouble.
You're just standing there with like a knife out.
By the way, I did find my more up-to-date character, and you're right, I do have points in occult.
I thought that's what you had said, but
yeah.
I've
done, anyways, it's all up to date. My apologies.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't remember if we talked about this, Woody, but one of the things with the clave is that it is often used in like ritual combat between guru. So yeah, more than just having a dagger, that's like a ritual dagger saying like, hey, if I'm holding this, I'm probably going to
some
fight
of them have
you.
spirits bound to them and everything else. So. Yeah.
I think they all technically do.
They used to be silver. I don't know if they're silver in this edition.
They are.
But like, if you get stabbed by one in your werewolf, it's not good.
Yeah. Yep. Yours is silver for sure.
Well, I'm keeping that out of sight. But I do speak up for our tribe and our pack, and when they make that offer to me, I just say that my loyalty is here with my Sept.
Yeah, and as you say that, there are howls of agreement and people clearly on the same page. Despite riffraff, you heard murmurings from some guru. It seems like most of the Sept is on the same page and not interested in anything the cult has to say.
I have a question. With the I guess the D&D equivalent is insight. What would I roll to see if there's any ulterior or alternative motives from these guys?
There is insight, so I would say probably wits and insight.
Okay. I have no insight. That's great. Okay. Well,
that tracks because social skills.
Social skills are nothing.
Not great with the lupus, typically.
I got no successes.
You have no idea. No clue. Head empty.
Head empty, no thoughts. I think Riff Raff will kind of step up beside John, kind of like, yeah, and then he's gonna be like, "What do you propose that we do then if we're not doing enough?"
Obviously, we fight. We kill anyone who gets in our way. We don't need to be hiding in the shadows anymore.
Riff Raff kind of just shakes his head and he goes, "There's more to life than just killing anyone who gets in your way. We can't just kill anyone. It will threaten not just people, but it threatens us."
As you say that, the Get member who had the markings comes and gets in your face, like as close as you will let him,
Ayo.
and just glares. Doesn't say anything.
He like Riff Raff kind of like, I don't know. He might shift. He um. Sure. Can I shift the Hispo?
Is that the direwolf?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
I
keep
do
in
a
mind,
rage
you would probably know that shifting when you've been challenged like that might be taken as an aggression.
That's a problem though, like, cause he's like, I don't want to be human. But he's like, if I shift, he might attack me.
And you also know that, shifting into lupus might be perceived, because lupus is less of a combat form than the
Mhm.
Hispo or the Krynos. That
Mhm.
shifting into lupus might be seen as
Does
cowardly.
does Riff Raff sort of look unsure? Like, would I know?
Yeah, he looks like when the guy starts like glaring at him, he looks kind of like he looks pissed off, but he looks like he's like unsure what to do. He's like, this man is staring at me, and
Probably kind
I don't
of torn
understand.
between the probably kind of torn between the Geru rage and then like your kind of fear and social awkwardness.
Yeah.
I'll step up with Riff Raff after all. Pack.
Okay.
If the Get takes his eyes off of Riff Raff, can I use my stare down gift on him?
Yeah, I feel like as you step up, that he is going
Only
to
stepping
then...
up because Riff Raff is sort of looks hesitant.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to solve Riff Raff's problems, but
Right.
No, Riff Raff is appreciative because he's like, oh shit, human contact.
But it sounds like you're trying to be a good packmate, and
Yeah.
have Riff Raff's back.
yeah.
Basically, like, if you mess with my packmate, there's problems, but I'm not going to start them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What does he have to roll on the opposed?
Stare down is my charisma and honor versus his composure and resolve.
Okay.
And I just boosted honor, so
Yeah.
It's
a good time.
It's a good time, yeah. My charisma's not very high though. I gotta get my charisma higher.
Well, he only had 2 successes.
I too only have 2 successes.
Okay. So,
but I don't know if it's like vampire, then I think ties go to the active person, which would be me,
that would make sense.
I'm not sure. I haven't gotten that far through this book.
I think that seems reasonable, and I believe that I have read that, but I can't remember. But that's going to be the ruling until we find out otherwise.
Well,
yeah, I feel like you have a moment with him of it, just the tension kind of goes back and forth before he backs off in a huff and says, "We're leaving, and we'll be back."
Riffraff is gonna say, "Don't let the door hit your tails on the way out."
And John just keeps staring at that one get.
Yeah, he turns as Riffraff says that and just stares daggers as he walks away.
Riffraff, like, when they're, like, gone out of view, Riffraff kind of, like, looks at John and goes, "Thank you."
Don't be intimidated by bullies.
I just didn't know what to do. He was just staring at me.
Well, next time, hit him.
Okay, I will.
Keep in mind, you had this conversation with Silverteeth last session of how you're the more level-headed one, and that's why you're in charge.
He's like, "John gave me permission to hit something."
I like that.
So, as they make their way out of the Sept, obviously they are escorted by some of the warders to make sure that they don't cause any problems or tear up anything on their way out. And as the rest of the Sept kind of starts to make their way out, other than maybe the elders of the group, the two of you can see that a small black bird flies in directly towards Swift before shifting into human form.
We got werebirds?
A were-raven, yeah.
Can I be a were-raven?
Unfortunately, there aren't any stats for it in 5th edition, but I'm sure that it's possible to convert from an older...
So those things will come.
Oh, yeah. They recently announced several, like a new adventure and some other stuff coming, so I'm sure there'll be more tribal books and all that kind of good stuff.
Hell yeah. Riffraff is very curious about that. He's like, "Oh, fuck." He's gonna, like, walk over it.
And so you might not know this person, but it's pretty clear that Swift respects them, that they have some kind of working relationship, and they can be overheard telling him that there is a member missing who was not in attendance for the moot.
Oh no. Riffraff will kind of, like, walk over and, like, kind of insert himself into the conversation and be like, "Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt, but is everything okay?"
Swift turns to you and says, "No, one of our brethren has gone missing."
Which one?
Great question. He says, "Another Bonar, Janos, 3 slices of truth."
Do I know this person well?
You've probably seen them around. They're not super active in the Sept, but you've probably seen them in passing.
Oh. When was the last time that they were seen around here?
A few days.
Do you know where they went last?
Swift tells you that they stayed in a warehouse near the plant for the most part.
If you want, we can go check it out. Me and John.
If you don't mind, that would probably be good.
Yeah. Anything, yeah, we can do that. If that's okay with you, John.
Yeah. Why not?
We can do that. Is there any other information you can give about them?
What kind of information are you looking for?
Like, were they acting weird before they disappeared?
Nope.
Any, like, weird activity, like, screaming in the night from the warehouse or anything like that?
No, they didn't seem to be acting weird. There wasn't anything from there. The only weird activity that you're aware of was, the Fomor and the spirits and all that kind of fun stuff with the spirit quake, but that was further away from the Packard plant.
Do we know the moon type of the missing?
I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I'm sure it's in here, but
It might not be.
Well, we can definitely go and check it out and see if we can find any trace of them.
oh, 3 slices of truth was an Arun.
Oh God, he's not missing. They're not missing a clave, are they? Oh, that'd be awesome.
It definitely to the 2 who were at the Cairn and found the clave, it seemed like it had been there for quite a while.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
especially
it's like
the,
a old
yeah,
one.
especially the Garo Nation, because you know that the Garo Nation is no longer, and it's been not a thing for who knows how long. It's a little unclear. The Galliards, for some reason, didn't keep track of that very well.
Yeah, we can definitely go take a look for you, and then tell you what we find.
Please do.
Before we go, I would really like to do a rite of binding on my, or is it rite of dedication?
Mm-hmm. To make it like your clothes, so that you can take it with you to the Umbra.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What does that rite look like for you?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find it here to see what they sort of suggest it might look like, and then.
I don't think that they have a lot of description of stuff like that, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's also gives you a little bit more leeway.
Okay. I'm just reading it right now.
Okay. What is Riffraff doing in the meantime?
Okay, so it looks like that there's we would have already had a. Well, it's not rite of binding; it's something else. Dedication. Sorry. Go ahead.
How long does it take for John to like do the thing?
A little bit of time, not ridiculously long.
Okay. I want to go find Silverteeth.
Silverteeth is kind of preoccupied right now with the elders. They're having
Oh,
their
okay.
meeting.
Okay. Who else can I harass? Can I go find Bambi?
I'm sure Bambi is kicking around somewhere.
I want to find Bambi, and I want to turn into Lupus and try to like ambush her.
Okay. Roll me dexterity stealth.
Oh boy! Oh boy! 9 dice. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Who needs math, right?
Math. I only do it every day. What? Jesus. That's 6 successes.
Damn. Okay.
I'm so stealthy.
I mean, at the Packard plant, she's not really expecting trouble. I guess she's probably a little bit on edge because the cult was just here, and this moot had a definite aggressive air to it towards the end. But yeah, you are able to tell me how you sneak up on her. She's probably just kind of pacing about.
I want to like do the thing that dogs do where they like walk really slowly. And then I'm like kind of like going between like boxes and stuff. And then I want to just like run up to her and like jump on her, but not like in an aggressive way, in like a playful way.
Just like run up and then do like the dog jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. She quickly shifts into lupus form since you're both lupus born. And then are you just wrestling?
Yeah, I want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Wrestle.
Roll
Wrestle.
me a strength brawl check.
Oh shit, okay. This might be where I fail. I got 1 success.
She got 4 successes, so
My ass is grass.
yeah, she pins you pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's okay. He does the thing that my dog does, where he just kind of lays on his back and then like screams when he's done.
And she quickly shifts back to human. I was like, Riffraff, you can't just scream every time you lose.
He
It's not
like
how this
shakes.
works.
There's a big dog shake, and then he like turns human. He goes, "I can't help it."
No, we gotta toughen you up. You can't do that. You're gonna make us look bad.
That hurts.
With the cult around, we
Okay,
we need to.
I look really tough.
She's like, you look very tough in that confrontation.
Oh, I didn't know what to do. But, John said that gave me permission to hit someone if they do that.
I knew I liked John.
Yeah, John's cool.
If I remember correctly, Bambi is also in a rune.
With a name like Bambi, I don't know that I can respect that.
She's lupus born.
Fair enough. So
Okay, but what do you
I'm not
think?
sure that I can actually bind the clave.
Really?
Aw.
Oh, yeah, I think it's only a set of clothes.
It
huh?
says clothing and like jewelry, but it also says that things in your pockets and that can be carried with you. So I don't know if you like had the clave tucked in somewhere, if it would come along for the ride.
You know, I'll say that you're able to.
Okay.
Maybe you get some assistance from a more senior, obviously not an elder because they're a little preoccupied, but maybe a Theurge or a Philodox who...
So maybe I'm doing that. Maybe I'm just getting tips from someone while the other two are wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll say you're able to bind it. And maybe... Because I assume that you're showing it to someone else. Yeah. I'll say that they have a sheath for it so that you're not just carrying a dagger in your pocket.
Yeah, because it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, when that's all done, I'm going to look for Riffraff to go and check out this missing person.
Riffraff,
You find him in like a headlock.
Yeah, he seems to be kind of not really getting a lecture, but almost like big sister advice from Bambi while she's giving him a noogie.
Yeah.
Nuggies.
While she's like doing that to him, he's doing that thing where he's like trying to like wrap his arms around her leg and like pull her down, but she's like a tree stump. This is not working.
Yeah, she is very thick.
I think John feels incredibly awkward walking on that, and he's just like, "Are we going?"
Yes. Bambi, please let me go.
And she immediately just lets you go and drops you like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah. He gets up pretty quickly and he starts fixing his hair.
The most important part.
Most important part. Okay, I will see you soon.
Just remember what I told you.
Hey, I will. Yes, I will. And he does the thing that you do with siblings where you kind of just like...
You need to learn how to fight.
Awkwardly walk away. I know how to fight.
It didn't look like you did.
Okay, well, Bambi is like 8 feet tall.
So?
She's very, very intimidating.
If you knew how to fight, that wouldn't matter.
Okay, well now this is mean.
John smiles at Riffraff at that point to try to ease that over. I could teach you.
It hurts. It hurts. Okay, I will let you teach me. I'll fight.
Then the next time that get comes up, you can let him have it.
Yeah, I'll punch him really hard.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn into a hispo and I'll rip his fucking face off.
Be careful what you wish for.
Even though it's not
Yeah,
not technically possible to change your moon sign, I feel like Riffraff is trying to embrace the Arun.
he's like, I want to be tough. What do tough people do? They rip faces off.
The most aggressive Ragabash ever.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, back to business. We have to find the 3 slices of proof.
Yep. At some old warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got directions. Swift was able to give you kind of a bit of a breakdown of how to get there.
Surprisingly enough,
Fucking
like
God, please tell me it's in walking
finding
distance.
missing persons and investigating suspicious behavior. Being a werewolf feels a lot like being a cop.
I don't remember doing this much investigating when I lived in Italy.
Weren't you like running around the woods and the hills?
Yeah, but that's not investigating. That's like, woo, being free.
Well, and then you were a good Catholic boy for a while.
Yeah, I was a good Catholic.
The wolf finds God. I love it.
I lived in a church.
And you still live in a church.
I live in the church. I do.
Another Catholic church, just in a different country.
Yeah.
This one's only slightly abandoned.
Do you still
I take care
believe
of it.
all that?
I don't practice it as actively, but yes, I do.
That's got to be a head spin fitting that in with all the Gaia stuff that I've been learning about.
Well, the way that I see, it was just the way that I was raised, I guess. The way I see it, it all kind of like, God and then Gaia, like it all kind of just, it's the same thing.
I'll start with G. That's all that matters.
All starts with G.
Fair
God, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus with a G.
Jesus with a G.
Gee.
Oh boy, Jesus.
It's there. It's there.
Yeah. I mean, Riffraff's Italian. He might not know. Maybe in Italian they use more G's. I don't know.
Italian people can't spell.
Who's to know? Who's to know?
I apologize if there's anyone Italian here who's offended by that. We don't mean it.
My cousins are Italian. I'll message them and be like, "Can you guys spell?"
So, as the two of you make your way to this warehouse, it doesn't seem like anything is too unusual from the outside.
Sniff check. What do I smell?
Are you in human form or lupus?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how many people are in this area?
0, other than the two
I'm a
of you.
dog.
You could totally
I've got
blend
the
in
dog
as my
in me.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm John's dog.
You're barely outside of the bond of the Cairn, so I mean you're basically still on Packard plant territory, just slightly outside of it.
Yeah, I'll be Lupus.
Okay. Yeah, roll me wits awareness.
Oh shit.
Can I do that too?
So yeah, and then
Yeah, absolutely. And Riff, you have some bonus dice, correct?
yeah, I have sharpened senses. I don't know if I want to use that right now though. It just lowers the difficulty of checks.
Is that one you can only use once per session?
No, but it does use willpower.
Mm.
Oh,
So I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it for now. It's not that important. Sorry, it was what was it again?
Wits awareness.
Wits. Oh, okay. I'll be good. I have so much of this. Watch me roll nothing. 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
Okay. And John?
Nothing.
Okay.
Remember that great roll when I tore the thing's head off? Yeah, that's not happening.
Don't
Yeah,
worry, I'll
that's usually
sniff
how it
enough for
goes.
the both of us.
As you sniff around, nothing smells unusual. This is literally just on the other side of Packard territory.
Mhm.
Swift might have even told you that Three Slices is not the only one, but kind of part of the first line of defense. Like he's on
Okay.
the edge because he is there in case people show up.
Okay.
So there's enough
Okay.
traffic and things like that because it is off of the territory that, I mean, you don't smell anything unusual.
Okay.
Do you think? Do you
Um,
think something got him?
I don't smell any blood or anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe he's just taking a very long nap.
Well, let's go in.
Riffraff will.
If there's a door or anything, because I'm assuming Riffraff and Wolf form can't open doors.
No.
Yeah, there is a door.
I'll open a door.
I can just.
and-
I can scratch it and whine.
This is like a abandoned warehouse, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you step through, this converted living room is an absolute disaster. On the wall directly across from you as you enter, in human language, you see time to and we return. Aside from that, you see there's a mini fridge and a small safe that are completely destroyed. Um, Obviously, there's no sign of Three Slices. His motorcycle is still parked around the side. You can see that there are Geru glyphs on the walls, and the writings on the walls are composed of a mix of fecal matter and blood.
Oh, not again.
Here we it does feel a little familiar, right?
Listen.
Why?
These are both. Last session was a little bit more of my thing, but these are both written by the company that published the book. So I don't know. They have a thing for.
I feel like
shit
wolves
piston.
putting their shit everywhere is on target, though. Like, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but man.
Usually not writing with it. Usually.
Sorry, what was written again? It was like something, and then
the words in English are time to and we return. So like two separate places. Time to we return.
Okay. Would I be able to discern if there's been a struggle or a fight here?
Oh, there's been some kind of struggle.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, the furniture is all destroyed, and like I said, the mini fridge and safe have been completely torn apart.
I'm gonna look. Is there any claw marks? Or
Why don't you me
or weapon
intelligence?
marks, things like maybe
Like bullet holes or anything?
bullet holes, or if someone was using an axe, or like just anything that's like,
Yeah,
this is not just punch and wrestle.
Yeah, why don't you roll me intelligence and investigation?
Okay. Oh, 3 successes.
Okay. Let's see. So, in addition to being an Arun and kind of like the first line of defense, he was a very spiritual guru, and all of his ritual tools seem to be intact. They're all there. None of them seem to be missing. I mean, John maybe isn't the most spiritual guru, so I don't know that you would necessarily know. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily know if something was missing, but it looks like everything is there. there are a number of footprints in the dirt outside, and then some of it, obviously would have tracked inside.
Are they
If you are,
shoe prints or are they?
one is a boot print, one is a human footprint, and then it looks like something may have been drug away from the warehouse. Let's
No
see.
signs of weapons though, or claws.
Let me double check. I don't think so. No. But you do see, like I said, the other glyphs. They are mostly fecal matter. There's very little blood, but it's definitely mixed in there. There is also a crude depiction of a fight between werewolves drawn on the floor.
That's weird.
Yeah. And if either of you would like to roll intelligence and occult to try and decipher the glyphs, you're more than welcome.
Sure.
I can try. I don't think I'll do very well. No. No.
I gotta know as well.
Yeah.
No clue. No clue what it is.
Ooh.
I almost got one of those bad failures. Like one of my rage dice was a 1. And I'm like, oh.
You just can't read it so badly, you lose your shit and start freaking out.
I'm so frustrated.
Refrap's like, it's okay. It's okay.
Above the cot where he slept, though, you do see the word Fenris. Also in the bedroom area, you see Garu dead, Worm dead, Crater mine. And in the living room, us.
Crater dead? Like crater like a...
Traitor.
Oh,
Like
traitor.
betray. Yeah.
Okay. Well. Well, this is not good. This is not good. Well, this obviously is like, it's very similar to what was going on with Muller.
Is it? Well, the writing certainly is, but
yeah, like the writing.
Maybe your Bonar brother here was just a little kooky and liked his poopy.
I mean, you did, like I said, above his cot see Fenris.
Yeah.
Do you think the Cult of Fenris could be involved with this?
Well, if he's supposed to be like a first line of defense here, maybe.
Well, there was footprints. We could try following.
Did we get a sense that the Get had been invited to the moot? Or
they showed up unexpectedly, and you all were summoned to the moot kind of last minute.
So maybe they fought their way in.
Who invited these assholes to the party?
Yeah.
I mean, no one, like even Swift didn't mention that there was a fight. No one at the moot looked like they had been scrapping recently, and the Get members did not look like they had been in a fight recently either.
I'm gonna shift to Lupus with my friend here,
and
see if we can track the footprints not outside.
Riffraff gets the zoomies for a minute.
Yeah, he kind of like does that thing dogs do where they like jump down and like. Okay.
You just had this conversation with your friend.
Exactly. Like we just talked about this. You can't fight. Yeah, I'm gonna motion to the footprint. Maybe let off a little bit of a whine, like this is what we're here for.
Yeah. He'll focus and he'll start tracking the footprints.
Okay.
I feel like Ragabash is not anonymous. I feel like Ragabash can also just be translated as ADHD. That's what I think.
I think that's also just me.
Especially when you combine the Ragabash with the Bone Gnar, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a hot mess express for sure. But I'm here for it. You are not able to track for very far before the scents get mixed in with all of the other foot traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I groan.
I also groan.
But you do think that you might be able to, especially now that you are a little bit more experienced crossing into the Umbra, you might be able to interview some of the spirits in the area.
Well, we won't do that.
And that was
We won't do
that
that.
was something that you forgot in your recap, by the way, Riff Raff. That Jester, the spirit at the other Cairn, had mentioned talking to the matriarch, the spirit of the Packer clan.
We haven't talked. I mean, Amira said that she was gonna talk to that thing.
Well, no time like the present.
Yeah,
Let's
Riff
do it.
Raff will turn humid, just so he can talk, and he'll be like, okay, so when Amira was talking to that raccoon, did I tell you about that? I'm metagaming with the recap.
I'm staying in Lupus form because I think the juxtaposition of this is fantastic. So I'll just be like, I'll nod and we'll form.
You just get the dog head tilt.
Amira was in the spirit Umbra and was talking to this raccoon who wanted us to talk to the matron spirit of the Sept pet plant, and we should talk to her and see if she knows anything.
Well, I'll move out of sight somewhere to shift, and then I'll do the rite of the shadow passage to cross us over.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you all would at least know enough to know that the matriarch probably would not be super concerned with someone like Three Slices. But there are other spirits in the area you could probably interview.
Because the Sept should be the Caern rather should be a pretty high traffic area for a number of spirits, I would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
absolutely.
Well, let's do that. I'm trying to find what I have to roll to cross over here.
Isn't it honor and occult, I believe?
Yeah. Well, it's any renown in occult. In my case, honor is definitely the best choice. And then you said I get +1 dice for another guru in the right?
It is a rage dice, but yes.
Oh, it's a rage dice. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
But if you have a guru who knows the right, it is a regular and a rage dice.
Do you know the right, Riff Raff?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Amira does, though.
Here we go. Oh, I did really well. I got a crit. So two 10s. So that turns into 4 successes, and then 1 more.
Okay. I kind of described last time what it was like for Swift, but why don't you tell us kind of what it looks like whenever John crosses over?
Let's see here. I feel like John has a pretty strong tie to north wind, so maybe the wind starts blowing. And then I believe we use a reflective surface, right, to sort of...
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember seeing that, but that's kind of what Amira had said. I know that's required for the auger, but... I mean, we can keep with that. That's what we've done so far. You could just pull out your cell phone.
Yeah, well, it does say that it's about achieving a state of mind. So like we're quiet. If we're doing this together, maybe we're holding hands, and then it does say mirror arrangements or hallucinogenic consumption. I don't think John's going to do that. Complex geometrics. I like the idea that we're together, we're looking in the mirror, and we just sort of quiet ourselves, and then like the wind starts blowing, and then like it's almost like the wind pushes us across.
I like that.
I think you should totally just give Riff Raff lots of drugs and see what happens.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Just dose with LSD and see what happens.
Yeah.
So as you cross over, I described this last time because they had gone from the plant across the newly reformed Moon Bridge.
Yeah.
And so what you see when you look at the plant is essentially a massive engine clogged with plant life. Surrounding you are the reflections of the buildings, mostly covered in webs and crawling with weaver spirits, but you do see that there are a number of wild spirits here on the edge of the bond.
I want to talk to one. I want to talk to one. Which one is closest?
Why don't you tell me what you see? Like I said, there are a number of wild spirits, so I'll let you describe this one.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh, okay. Riffraff is like, he looks and there is a there's too many animals. I love animals. I want to do a squirrel, like a fat squirrel, because I love squirrels when they get really fat in the winter. And it has like 12 tails and like and it's really fat, like the fattest squirrel, like the size of a cat.
I feel like it also does not have eyes where a squirrel normally would. It's got a single eye on its stomach.
Aw, that's adorable in a
No, it's
horrifying
not.
way. So Riffraff is gonna kind of crouch and like go over really slowly and be like, "Hi."
Okay. I would like a charisma and I'm gonna say charisma and occult because it's a spirit.
Fuck.
Please be careful. That's what I say.
Oh god, he's gonna kill
You
me.
don't know where that squirrel's been.
Oh, I got a crit and an 8.
Okay. Oh, so you got a 10 and an 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta get 2 10s for it to be a crit.
Aw, okay, well
Yeah.
I got a 10 and an 8.
Okay, that's still 2 successes.
Yeah.
It kind of tentatively comes towards you. And I'm sorry, what did you ask it?
Hi. I just said hi.
Oh. It just sniffs at you.
Can I ask you a question?
Nods its head.
Okay, did you see anything crazy happen here in the warehouse? Like someone getting dragged out?
It nods its head again.
Okay, where did they go?
It just kind of shrugs. It doesn't seem to know. The spirits really aren't gonna typically follow people or guru like that.
Yeah, I nudged Riffraff. I'm like, ask if it was another guru that took 3 slices.
Was it another guru that took that guru?
It nods vigorously.
How many? How many? Was it like 1 or 2?
And you just hear this like eerie voice say 2.
Okay, did you see them like fighting, or like did you see how they like got the guru subdued?
It says, I didn't see, but there was definitely a fight.
How long ago did this happen?
2 days?
Did you see what
Can I
direction they went?
Can I draw out the tattoo the one Get a Fenris had?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then can we ask the squirrel if the assailant is, he might not know what an assailant is, but like if the attacker had this marking.
It says no, but they were part of Fenris.
Oh, you thanks for sharing.
Okay. Well, that's not good.
This is why you don't talk to squirrels.
Thank you for telling us these things.
What do you give it as like a payment or like a gift?
Oh, what would I reasonably have in my pockets?
You tell me. I mean, anything that would be pretty like inexpensive, common sense stuff.
Cigarette. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you're
Get the
actually, you know what?
fucking squirrel
You know what?
spirit of
You're a
cigarette.
Ragabash and Amira smokes. I feel like it's not entirely out of the question for you to have stolen a cigarette.
Yeah.
Please give the squirrel a cigarette.
I'll
I
offer
need
the,
this in my life.
I'll offer the squirrel a like really old, kind of partially crumpled cigarette.
It sniffs it and crinkles its nose before running off.
Okay, well, that was some good information.
Clearly, we need to work on
I
our
think we should go
gift-giving.
tell Swift. I was put on the spot.
I don't know. I didn't have anything to give him either. Next time we come, we should bring a pocket full of peanuts or something.
Why are you roasting me if you don't have anything either?
I didn't mean to make it sound like I was roasting you. I'm just like saying we have to work on our gift giving.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we should go tell Swift
I come off a little
what we
rough
found.
sometimes. It's not my fault.
No, it's okay. I love you anyways, John.
Okay.
Did I hear that you were going to go tell Swift?
Yeah, Riffraff was like, we should go tell Swift what we found.
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
might not be a bad idea. We'll do that.
So as you make your way back to the Sept, you can see that you know that there is a private room, kind of a meeting room, like a conference room, probably whenever it was still the plant. And there is a guard standing outside and says, Swift is busy.
We have like really, really important information to give him. Like life or death information.
Okay. Roll me charisma.
Persuasion?
Yeah. Or manipulation if you think that, you're exaggerating, but
Fuck. I don't have anything to Oh god, why am I doing all these checks? Okay.
Attitude. I am not talking. I'm just standing there.
I mean, you can use
I'll
persuasion, but
I'll use charisma. Nothing.
yeah, they don't let you in.
Okay.
It's not more important than.
Do we know where the Gets are staying? The emissaries that came to.
No, they just said that they would be back.
Do you know when Swift will be done?
There's no telling. The elders
Can I
have a lot to
persuade-
discuss.
Can I persuade you with this old cigarette?
Did the squirrel not
It
take
worked
it? The
so
squirrel
well.
didn't even take it?
No, it didn't take it. It just ran off. It worked so well on the squirrel spirit. He's just like, no, I don't smoke. No, thank you.
Can I persuade you with a really cool dance? Because I have performance.
I feel like John slaps the forehead, like the big exaggerated, like, oh my god.
I mean, Riff, you can definitely see this facepalm moment. And even you would know that's not usually a good sign when humans do that. It usually means that there's some kind of like social faux pas or something going on.
Riffraff is kind of staying there like, what do I do next? I've reached this
I
point in
motioned
this
that we should be
social
moving
interaction.
away. I'm like, come on.
Riffraff is like, I've reached the point where it all goes wrong and I don't know how to stop it. Okay, good talk. And then he just walks away.
Did you guys see Get at the other? No, you saw. Was it? Who did you see at the other Sept?
So, like a lady with like a cigar, like evil
Oh, yeah,
company
yeah, yeah,
people, but
Pentex,
not
Pentex people.
Cult of Fenris.
Yeah. King Breweries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Get won't like them either, but I'm just trying to think where we could find the Get.
Also, Riff, you do know that as you were arriving at the newly revived Cairn, something wolf-like ran off right before you got there.
Yeah. Okay, well that is a bust, but I do like remember that when we were at the Cairn, like in the park, there was something in the Umbra that was like wolf-like that ran off, and I wanted to go after it, but Amir told me it was a really bad idea. So maybe if we cross the moon bridge back to that place, maybe we will see something again in the Umbra, and then we can go together, and Amira will not be here to tell us it's a bad idea.
It was mostly a bad idea because you can't cross either way. So if you got lost in the Umbra, you're screwed.
Bye!
I'm actually really good at finding my way home in the Umbra.
Okay, then we can go and see what we find.
Okay, let's do it. Let's cross the moon bridge to the other Cairn and...
We're just blind.
How far apart are the Cairns? Is it like going from one side of town to the other?
Not across the city. It's, I'd say maybe a neighborhood or so away.
Okay. Like we could just drive over there, right?
You could, or you could take the moon bridge. Either way.
Okay. Well, let's take the moon bridge.
Moon bridge, please, God.
Let's be fancy.
I mean, you probably don't want riffraff puking in your car, so. You know he's pretty prone to.
I was like, do you puke in cars?
Motion sickness.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, riffraff is pretty prone to motion sickness. That's why he always sits in the front seat.
All right, let's go do this.
I was gonna say Riffraff raises his hand for a high five.
Oh no, you have to earn that.
John just leaves you hanging.
And as we could cross into the Umbra, you maybe hear me going like, "You were gonna dance for him?"
All right. So we just crossed into the Umbra, and you guys are going across the moon bridge, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the plan.
Okay. What are you doing on the way? Are you like hunting for anything, or are you just kind of making your way passively?
I think Riffraff is like actively trying to see if he can find or like see those people he saw before in the Umbra.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm hunting.
Sure.
I do have an ability. I have 1 dot in Umbral Traveler, so I leave sort of footprints behind in the Umbra, silvery footprints. It lets us follow them back if we need to, but yeah, no. I feel like John is pretty fascinated by the Umbra, so just being here, he's maybe just taking it all in as best he can.
Yeah. And I think that's a very great ability to have here, because if, you leave the moon bridge and got lost otherwise, you can make your way back pretty easily.
Yep.
Unlike someone.
It helps. It's not perfect, but it helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I would say, Riffraff, if you are like searching, probably let's do wits awareness.
Okay. Oh, finally something I'm good at after like struggling through charisma checks. Let's and awareness. One. That's 2 successes.
Okay. Nothing while you're on the way to the cairn. As you get there, though, you do smell Guru.
Okay.
Would that smell be coming from in the Umbra, or would we be picking that up from the real world drifting into the Umbra?
Seems like it could be a mix of both. And you would definitely know, Riffraff, that it is not any of the Guru you traveled with previously across the bridge.
Okay.
Like you can definitely
go...
smell them still, but you smell other Guru.
Yeah, I want to go like specifically towards that scent.
Okay. It seems like it is in the area of the cairn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they don't seem to be in the Umbra.
Okay. Can you see people that are outside the Umbra from in the Umbra, or would we have to go outside the Umbra?
You would have to leave.
Okay.
You can see like reflections of stuff, but like something that was like a human or a Guru, you wouldn't necessarily be able to see unless I think possibly Amira could with the penumbral sense, but yeah, Riff unfortunately does not have a lot of the spiritual umbral gifts.
Yeah. He's gonna say to John, there's definitely some kind of Guru outside in the Caern here.
Have we arrived there then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're still in the Umbra.
Look blasted out like it did before?
It does. And as I told the others last time, it does seem like spirits are tentatively starting to get a little closer to it, but they're still avoiding the actual blast area by and large.
Okay. Well, in the Umbra, I think I'm going to howl.
Okay.
To give myself a point of rage, but also to just announce our presence. We don't need to sneak around.
Can I also howl?
Yeah, we could howl together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's howl together.
Of course, we're super excited about that.
He's like, fuck! Let's go!
Okay, and then are we going to step out into the Caern?
Yeah. All badass.
Of course badass. Assuming nothing like returns our howl or comes at us in the Umbra after we howl.
Yep. Nothing does.
Let's go. Let's do this.
We howl and like a giant fist comes out.
Do I have to roll for us to cross back over?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And the extra dice you said is a rage dice, correct?
It is, yes.
Because nothing ever.
And it's less of a do you make it back? It's more of do you take willpower damage?
Oh, okay. I rolled 3 successes.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I rolled 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to make it back across pretty easily. The Cairn makes it a lot easier. You know, even though it's only recently revived, still fairly weak spiritually, the gauntlet's not horribly difficult here.
Okay.
As you cross back into the real world, you do hear that there are voices of, sounds like possibly security guards patrolling.
Well, hopefully we came back somewhere hidden.
I mean, you're fairly, central in the park, probably closer to the blast area.
Okay. So, can we see the guards, or we just hear them?
You just hear them currently.
Mm-hmm. Do they smell like Guru?
It's a little hard to, if they were in like a lupus form or Krynos, it's pretty easy to tell. But if they're in a human form, it's not always possible to sniff out a Guru.
Okay. Do I still smell that like Guru smell that I felt in the Umbra?
You do. It's kind of faint, but you can still smell it.
Okay, I'm gonna be in lupus form.
Okay.
And I wanna sneak like closer to where all the voices are coming from.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me
Roll
that
me dexterity and stealth.
9 dice, baby.
And what's John doing?
I want to wait to see what Riffraff finds, if that's okay.
That's
Yeah.
9. One of my dice landed like on its side. Can I roll it again?
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay, so that's 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you're sneaking your way. I assume probably crouched a little bit in lupus form, maybe hiding in the bushes a bit, and you can see the guards seem to be on the inside of the fence, but they don't seem to have noticed you, and they seem to be just kind of patrolling casually.
With like flashlights and stuff.
No,
They don't have flashlights?
they don't seem to be using them, at least right now.
How many security guards are there?
It seems like 2 that you can see currently.
Okay. Do they look like the same guards that I saw before with the cigar lady?
Those were not guards. Those were just like general workers.
Okay. Are these guys wearing any kind of uniform?
They are. It's a little bit hard to make out, just because you'd have to get fairly close to them.
Okay. Would it be possible for me to try to get a little closer?
I would have you roll another stealth check.
All right.
Is it? Do we get bonus dice in lupus form if we're stealthing? I'm trying to remember. I think like stealth and survival.
Doesn't
I think.
look like it.
Uh,
No, Hispo has a 2 dice penalty, but I don't see any kind of bonus dice for
no.
lupus.
I know it's not mentioned on the character sheet. I'm just trying to see if I can find it here. I thought there was.
Oh wait, I actually got a critical. I got 2 10s.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so
And
that's
then
4
I
successes.
And then I got another 4, so I got 8.
Yeah, you are like stealth incarnate. You just
So
sneaky,
am I stealthing along? I guess if I want to keep up, I have to stealth along too.
or you could go separately if you think that you might be not able to keep up with Riffraff's level of stealth.
Oh no, I'll follow along and ruin it for them. That's what I'll do. Is it dexterity stealth? Is that what we're rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a horrible dice pool. I think I can do this. Keep your fingers crossed.
I believe in you.
3 successes.
Okay. Let's see. And you said you were going alongside?
Yeah, or just behind.
Okay. Riffraff, you can definitely hear John, but you know that he's there. And it seems like the guards knows, because one of them says, "What was that?" and turns on a flashlight and starts looking around.
I'm gonna spend a willpower and engage camouflage.
Do it.
Ooh.
And I will. I can bring Riffraff in if they want. On this.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll come in.
I'm just looking up if there's a roll. I know that I have to spend 1 willpower, and it's one of my tribe's gifts. Glasswalker, Gale Stalker. Here we go. Camouflage. Any attempt to spot the werewolf with sight alone has the difficulty increased by the gift user's honor. By spending a willpower and a full turn, the gift user can extend its effect to a member of the pact within reach. The gift lapses should either of us move.
Okay,
So it just makes it harder to spot us.
that's what I thought.
Freeze frame.
It's just been a minute since we did that. Yeah. So as the two of you freeze in the bushes and become one with them temporarily, these guards approach. They seem to have gotten a general area, but they don't seem to see you. The flashlights shine directly where you are, but they don't seem to notice because you are just vegetation to them, essentially. But Riffraff, you are able to pretty clearly spot that one of them has a logo that says King Security.
Oh, like King Distillery?
It does seem like very familiar font.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna stay still until they get a good distance away.
Okay. Yeah, so they eventually decide that whatever it was must have just been a squirrel or a raccoon or maybe even the wind.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll and maybe use my heightened senses to see if I can like get a better
Oh.
like scent on the Garou that I had smelled before?
Yeah.
Are
Are the guards moving together?
It seems like it, yeah.
Is there just...
I mean, you don't know if that's what they're supposed to be doing or if maybe they're just bored.
Okay.
So I'll use a willpower.
I wonder if we could scare them off.
Sharpen senses. Upon activating this gift, the difficulty of awareness tests are lowered by my wisdom to a minimum of 2, and my wisdom is 2.
Yeah. So yeah, you just roll your wits awareness.
What?
Hey, Raiders from Fablemancers.
Hey, thanks for the raid.
Yay. Oh, fuck. 1, 2. That's 3 successes.
I mean, you definitely can tell that they've been through this area, but it seems like they maybe don't spend a ton of time here.
Okay. Can I start like moving in that direction?
It does leave the property.
I'm gonna convey, I guess, to John this sort of like, since we're both doggies, so we can communicate, convey to him kind of like, I can smell the Garou, but like, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay here and continue like investigating the Caern, or
That's
do you
a lot
want
of
to
words
go?
for a dog, but but you can give a general sense of like probably just that head tilt the dogs do.
The sense is stay or go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna motion my muzzle in the direction of the guards. Like, what about them?
Riffraff doesn't seem too interested in them. He seems almost worried that like if these are just like humans hired to do security that they could get hurt. Because like we don't know if these are like evil worm guys or if these are just humans working minimum wage jobs.
I will remind you of what Amira mentioned last time, that King has a reputation not only for being associated with Pentex, but the way that King serves the worm is through essentially encouraging alcoholism and self-destruction. So even if these people aren't evil themselves, they work for evil. And yes, they probably don't deserve to be murdered, but they are unintentionally, at least, or maybe intentionally, serving the worm in a fashion.
I think like in terms of like the security guards, they look like they're just like doing security, doing their jobs, or does it look like they're looking for something specifically?
They just look like they're patrolling, and they're not doing anything
Okay.
like especially malicious. They're not like twirling their mustaches or steepling their fingers or anything. So
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think Riff Raff will kind of like portray again to him like stay, go, like what do you think is worth it?
Okay, we'll go.
Yeah, Riff Raff will kind of start following the scent that he'd picked up.
okay. And since you did activate your heightened senses, I'm gonna say that you're able to follow them a little bit better than you had been previously.
Okay.
And it leads you to another abandoned warehouse.
Another one. Sorry. Vocal stims, am I right?
It happens.
Riff Raff wants to like suss out the area, like what is here, who is here, why is here.
In what way?
I guess first by just like looking around, like kind of like scanning the area, like are there lights on in the warehouse? Are there like fresh footprints?
I mean, you can't see inside the warehouse from where you are, but you get a 3. I would say you could maybe hear some movement inside. You don't know if it's like machinery or if it is animals or people.
Do I smell like blood and fecal matter?
No,
Like,
weirdly, for the first time in a while, you do not.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Riff Raff wants to sneak like closer, and he wants to start kind of like sussing out an entrance.
I mean, you're able to find the entrance pretty easily, or an entrance at least.
Okay. Is it a door? Do I have to turn human?
Yeah, it is a door, but it has,
Yeah.
you could do the Jurassic Park Velociraptor thing because it's the kind that you could
Oh no!
use your paw.
I know. He'll turn humid, and he'll very carefully open up FBI.
Okay. Are you doing anything to check the door first?
I open it, and it's like the Saw video game where the shotgun kills me. Damn it. No, okay, yeah, I will. You just gave me flashbacks, violent flashbacks.
Well, you are a ragabash. You have done some breaking and entering in your lifetime, so I just wanted to remind you of a thing that you might think to do.
Yeah, I'll check for traps or like lock. Yeah.
I'm just watching our fearless leader do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say give me an intelligence and larceny. Which, if I remember correctly, you did not have a ton in larceny, but
No, I have 3 in larceny.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a lot in subterfuge.
Oh, subterfuge, yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
subterfuge. Okay.
They're not very subtle.
Shit. No. 1. That's 2 successes.
Okay. It does seem like there's some kind of tripwire inside.
Oh, the shotgun.
You don't smell gunpowder, but
I feel like that's like a niche PTSD, but you know what?
yeah, I can't say I've ever played the Saw video game,
There's
but
probably
They're so
another way in. I'm gonna
god-awful.
look for a different entrance. Like, is there maybe a ladder going to the roof?
sure. I'll say with enough time, yeah, you're able to find that there is a ladder.
Or is there other doors? Probably all the doors are maybe trapped if that one is. I'm gonna change
Possibly.
to human and head for the roof.
Okay.
I'd say riffraff definitely follows John.
Yeah. Making your way up to the roof. The ladder is a bit rusted, but you're able to see down through these massive rooftop windows, skylights, and there is a small group of what appears to be humans.
Do we recognize any of them?
No. It's a little bit of ways, so you don't recognize any faces, and there's no like distinguishing marks that stand out from where you are.
Is there an entrance off the rooftop other than going through the windows?
Not that you see.
We like drop down like 007 style, psh, like through the window on the top of the roof.
I don't think you have hempen rope in your pocket, probably.
I have cat feet. I'll land and I won't take damage.
I have a thing called
Um.
Krynos. I can totally go down, but there's no need to like sound off the alarms if.
Mhm.
I mean, if they are just normal humans, though, there would be the delirium. So
Yeah, that's the whole thing, though. I don't need to
Yeah.
trigger that.
Yeah. I mean, why would humans be like? Well, I mean, maybe they live here. I was gonna be like, why'd they tripwire their house? It's like, well, it's their house.
There's definitely something going on, but that doesn't mean this has
Yeah.
anything to do with three
Yeah.
three
Mhm.
slices.
three slices.
Yeah. Do I smell Guru
You do,
once again?
but it's a little bit faint because you're on the roof, you know. So it doesn't seem like the
Okay.
guru had come up here necessarily.
Yeah. It. I'll whisper to John. It could be possible that I could try to remove one of the tripwires and we could get inside.
Are you good at that?
What check would it be?
That's a good question. Yeah, you know, I would keep the same intelligence larceny.
Okay, I can. Yes, I'm pretty good at that. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I can certainly try with mild success.
Do we see any other entrances in from the like from our little walk around and looking through the skylights? Is there?
Looking down, it looks like they've blocked off the other entrances. There's debris, like heavy machinery and things that have been put in
Are
front
they
of them.
standing around a table talking, or what are they doing exactly?
They seem to be just kind of crouched or like sitting crisscross on the ground, mostly in a small circle.
How many again?
I will say half a dozen.
Holy crap!
Does it look like they're like shifting into the Umbra?
No.
No, just straight up meditating.
Can I
Kumbaya.
see any?
Okay,
Can I see any weapons on them?
You definitely can.
Are we talking rifles or pistols or
Uh,
clubs, blades?
What was your last wits awareness? Or no, I didn't have you roll. Yeah, if you'd roll.
Wits awareness? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because it is a bit dark.
Absolutely. Wits and awareness. Oh boy. Three successes.
Okay. You see that there is a shotgun, and you see like some things that look like they could be wielded as clubs. Maybe like a
Tire irons and stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say like an old golf club and probably tire irons.
Oh my God, golf club. They're going full Casey Jones. Let's do this.
A hockey stick.
Okay. Let's go see if you can disarm.
Like, you know what? It is Detroit. There could be a hockey stick.
Absolutely. Go Red Wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's make our way back down then and see if you can open the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I will take a knack at that tripwire.
Yeah, go for it.
What's larceny?
Intelligence. Intelligence larceny. Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 successes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you're able to disarm this tripwire. Maybe,
Yeah.
being a Ragabash, you probably have some small tools that you carry with you. Essentially the equivalent of thieves' tools.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a multi-tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I'll say I cut the wire, but like I keep it taut long enough for us to kind of get inside for me to figure out kind of the mechanism. What is it? Is it like a shotgun?
No,
Or is it
there's no shotgun. It seems like it's pretty rudimentary. Like it was essentially just if you walked through, it would sound an alarm. The alarm is mostly rusted cans.
Yeah, he'll like cut, like hold it taut and then like retie it or something, so
I mean,
it's like
because it is pretty basic. You know that you don't need to keep it taut. Like you're not going to get shot. It would just make a lot of noise and alert them if you were to just walk right through. So you're able to cut the wire and then slowly lower it so it doesn't make a commotion.
Okay, yeah, he'll do that and then slip inside.
Okay.
And then he's gonna become a lupus, so I'm super sneaky.
It
doesn't do anything
after
for stealth,
you.
but after. Not with my opposable lupus hands. No, he'll do it
before
after.
after you go inside.
I found that
after we
thing.
go
It does say in Lupus that depending on the environment, it can give you 2 dice bonus to survival checks or stealth, depending on whether the wolf would be beneficial in that specific situation.
Yeah, I would say in the park probably. In the warehouse, less so.
Yep.
Yeah.
My natural environment, the warehouse.
Can we? Obviously, we're not just like right there beside them when we open the door, right?
Right.
So is there?
Maybe 150 feet.
Is there things in the warehouse that we could use to sneak up closer to them and hear what they're saying? Maybe.
Yeah, there's heavy machinery that you could probably hide behind and stealth your way up. Are you both going?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So.
Okay. Is John staying human or are you shifting?
No, I'll stay human.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have you both roll your stealth for me.
Stealth. Do you want stealth dex?
Yes, please.
I rolled 4 successes.
Nice. Decent.
I rolled 2.
Okay. Let's see. They don't seem to be aware of either of you.
Can we hear what they're talking about? Are they talking about anything?
There's a couple of them who seem to be talking. The others mostly seem to have nodded off, but it doesn't seem like it's anything Garou related. It seems like they could just be unhoused folks. But you can still smell, especially being in lupus form, you can still smell Garou.
Well, I'm at a loss. With the exception of maybe just walking over to them and going, "Hey, do you know
Hey
our
guys,
friend? Do you know our friend named Three Slices?"
I'm a dog.
Are you guys with the cult? Because we're with the cult.
Yeah, we're totally with the cult.
Are any of them? Can I see if any of them are wearing, like insignias, like the security guard?
No, they seem to be wearing fairly worn clothing, but nothing looks like the security. There's no like king anything, no identifying marks on their clothes.
Huh.
I mean, I don't want to.
Is there any?
Right? Like we're not
Yeah, I don't want to like beat these people
There's
up.
no reason to wipe these people out.
What kind of a rune are you? You don't want to just murder everything?
Well, I do.
Yeah.
I do like to fight, but I also like a fair fight.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a shotgun is a pretty fair fight.
Not if I'm in Krynos. It's like it's like
true.
throwing a warm cup of tea on me.
Oddly specific, Jeremy.
It's like, splash, splash.
Do these people? Do they look like tired, or do they look like under the influence of anything? Not like drugs, but like
Right.
something like
Under the influence of the worm.
yeah, like that, like the worm. I couldn't remember the name of it. My
Yeah.
brain was going like word. I'm like,
It doesn't help the fact that like the triune is the worm, the weaver, and the wild. They're very similar.
Lots of W's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, most of them are sleeping. There's seemingly two who are awake. It doesn't seem like there's anything odd about them. They don't seem plant-like, for one.
That's good.
Yeah. There's no fecal smell here.
I think we're in the wrong place. Like I think we've lost the trail. Like
might have.
You can smell a Garou in here though, right?
Can I do another sniff test?
What are you looking for?
Like, can we smell the Garou that he smelt at the?
Yeah, you can still smell the Garou smell. You can't quite make out if they're still here.
Okay.
But
is there like any
good
other doors or anything around here?
Yeah, like I said, they're blocked off. They've got machinery and things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And as the two of you are kind of hiding and hoping to figure out what's going on here, you hear someone enter through the doorway.
Do they set off the
alarm?
I mean, the alarm's been deactivated.
Oh yeah.
But they don't.
Never mind.
They don't seem.
How can they?
They don't seem too horribly worried about it. They enter like they own the place.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Let's see where this goes.
Who is it?
And there's a small group. We'll say another 3 people. And you can hear them laughing and bragging about how they're going to attack the protest at King, at the King Brewery and Distillery.
Sorry, how they're going to attack it?
Mm-hmm.
Man, let's kill these guys.
Ah! Well,
um,
no, we don't like them. We don't like the King Brewery. Who's protesting there?
The workers. It's a strike.
yeah, there's like a union. They're trying to unionize.
Oh.
Well, then that's odd because then why would the Cult of Fenris, they wouldn't be connected to these kind of guys?
I mean, not everybody knows all of the subsidiaries and things. Pentex does a lot to make sure that they have fronts in place to distance themselves. And especially a group as consumed by Hoglosk, they're probably not doing a lot of research.
So the guy comes in and tells them they're going to attack the protest.
Yeah, there's 3 people, and they're kind of laughing and
We're like really
joking about.
outnumbered now. So there's 3 that came.
Mm-hmm.
There's already
So 9
6
total.
here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a reason to attack them though, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good fight. But...
Do any of them have like tattoos or symbols of the Cult of Fenris?
They seem like they're pretty bundled up. It is getting a little bit chilly at this point.
And we
and
don't,
you don't see
recognize
anything
them from the mood. No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But you can hear some things that kind of make it sound like they could be Guru.
Okay.
Like, what are we here? Like the way they talk, or
kind of the things that they're talking about. Talking about like spirits and wolves and things like that. It's a little hard to tell because most of them are being kind of quiet, now that they're all awake.
Mm-hmm.
if there's 9, if those are 9 werewolves, like we're not in a good place right now.
Yeah, because if it's 9 people, it's a really easy solution.
No, we can totally take 9 werewolves. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I'm like trying to think. I wonder if we could lead one of them away and interrogate them somehow. I'm just afraid that if we make a sound, they're all gonna be like, like go towards it, Backfire.
Yeah.
There's a risk.
I think.
Were there cars parked outside, or do we feel like the people here are not the type of people that have enough money to buy cars, etc.?
They seem like they've probably been on foot.
I think in Lupus form, Riffraff definitely kind of like tilts his head a little bit to John, almost kind of nervously.
I don't know. You're the leader.
Bitch. Riffraff is gonna make the
We could get pretty extreme. You could just walk out there.
Hi guys, I'm the new recruit to the Cult of Fenris.
I don't know that they are the Cult of Fenris.
Can Riffraff listen a little bit more closely to the conversation they're having?
I'll say you have to get a little bit closer, so I would need another stealth check first.
I am staying right here.
Okay.
I am staying right here.
That's smart.
I'll try it. You stay there. You're not very
I'm happy
subtle.
to have gotten this far.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I got a crit. 4, 6, 7.
Like 2 10s?
Yeah.
Good.
I got 9 successes. I am stealth and confident.
Yeah, that's all of the dice possible, but it was a crit, so obviously there were a couple that were not successful, but yeah, you are able to get pretty close up there. You do hear mention of someone who they recently killed. And you hear them talking about those coward wolves.
Oh, this is definitely good of ours.
Do they give details about who they killed or no?
It doesn't seem like they really care who it was, but
Mhm.
you get the sense that it was probably someone from your sept. The only
Damn
person
it.
who you know who is missing is Three Slices.
Mhm.
But there's 9 of
Ooh,
them.
it makes me mad. Right. Let's get him. Let's get him. Get their ass. Yo, John, call it back up. Get the whole Sept out here.
I mean, do you have cell phones?
Um, hmm. Makes me mad. Um,
We don't know why they killed
Riff
him. They
Raff.
might have had a good reason. Other than him just being a
Yeah,
coward wolf. He
let me
might
just
have been an
break into this
asshole.
guy's
He
house.
might have been an asshole. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna just break into this guy's house, fickle funny his walls, and then, kill him for no good reason.
Yeah, talk
Uh,
about how,
Was it them that put the crap all over the walls?
I mean, it did say Fenris, and there were talks
Oh my
about, let's see,
god.
what was it?
Who shows up here at your house, kills you, and then rubs shit all over the walls?
Clearly the Cult
Fascist.
of Fenris.
Fascist, that's who.
Okay. I think Riff Raff will back off and he'll kind of like give John a look as if to say like he wants to leave to maybe like talk to him a little bit more. He doesn't want to risk talking to him in here and being too loud.
Well,
Yeah, that's
let's get
right.
out of here then.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't back down from a fight, but I'm good. I'm not that good. There's 9 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Even with your cool little knife.
Yeah, I don't know that the clave evens that fight. 2 on 9 is, and a shotgun.
I'm not even worried about the shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm worried about
Yeah, I'm
9.
worried about
Like if they're all let's assume they're all werewolves. They all shift.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
9
biting
Krynos.
and clawing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My beautiful skin.
it's a lot of aggravated wounds.
Yeah. I think Riff Raff will like slip back out.
Yeah, we're gonna try to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're fairly distracted at this point. They're all kind of chatting and having a good time, so they really aren't paying that much attention, and you're able to make it back out pretty easily.
Is there a car
Mhm.
outside? Like, did the others arrive in a car or something?
No.
Or a van? Because vans are always the bad guy car.
No, it seems like they must have come on foot or paw.
Riff Raff seems pretty ticked off.
What's the problem?
And it seems like from what they were saying that they killed 3 slices of truth. What do you want? Do you think, I mean, part of me just wants to like call Silverteeth or someone from the Sept and see if we can get people over here, but I don't know if it's worth starting an entire war over without talking to Silverteeth first.
Well, let's put some distance between us and the building. Like, I would like to be able to see the building. Like, maybe we're standing across and down the road a bit. But I don't want to be like,
Sure.
they walk
Yeah.
out the front door and there's me and Riff Raff standing there going, what do we do?
We have to get these guys!
Do we kill them, or
Do you have a bomb?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Flip a coin!
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
can we
we'll be
call-
down the street.
Do we have Silverteeth's phone number? Because you probably shouldn't be talking about werewolves on the phone.
Yeah.
Who's listening?
Who isn't listening?
As a cop, I'm like, there are people listening.
Yeah. John, if you would roll me, we'll say intelligence, and what did I say the other day?
Oh, no.
Academics.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Just
no.
to see, you know.
Oh. I got nothing.
Oh no.
Nothing. Okay.
Oh no!
I almost got two bad failures. I got one bad failure and a regular failure. So there you go.
Amazing. I
Mad
mean,
with it.
you don't know of anything specific, but you know that the feds definitely would be interested if they heard something like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because there's like an agency that deals with that or anything, but
They're
you know,
as a fellow GM, there literally is.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
I'm blanking on the name, but yeah.
Yeah. The Inquisition. Like.
Well, there is a
That hunts down. They like hunt down any kind of supernatural. Anyways, let's just call Silverteeth and sort of imply what we've found and see if they can play along, so to speak.
Yeah, I will tell her it's something very important and see if she's busy, and then we can go talk to her.
Yeah, so you call and it goes straight to voicemail.
Fuck! Riff Raff leaves a voicemail. He's a voicemail guy.
Okay, what's in this voicemail?
Hi, Silverteeth. I know you must be very busy, but me and John have found something that is very, very important, and we would like to speak to you immediately. It is very important, immediate, important, yes. Okay, please call back very soon. Yes, bye.
Yes. Immediate. Yes.
Amazing.
And then he calls again.
And it again just immediately goes straight to voicemail.
Leaving another voicemail.
I love how the stress of the situation, you're just suddenly forgetting your English.
Teeth, it is me again. I hope we're not disturbing because we really need you to call us back right now. Like
literally
right
the
now.
same minute. Like it hasn't even gone to the next minute.
No.
Bye. And he hangs up and calls again.
Yeah, no, every time you call, no matter how many times you call, it keeps going.
Every time he calls, it progressively just devolves into Italian.
If Riff Raff tries to call a third time, like I just take the phone away and I'm like, settle down.
Okay, maybe we should go talk to her in person.
Well, no, she's probably busy.
This is really important, though.
Listen, why don't we just wait and see if we can get one of these guys isolated?
Okay, I like that. We can do that.
Right?
What's the plan to do that?
Is there anywhere we can sort of stake out the place from?
Yeah, stake out.
I mean, you could definitely sort of patrol the area, especially in Lupus form. It would be not horribly obvious.
But is there maybe there's an adjacent building we could just camp out on top of and watch?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Woohoo! So we do it.
Okay. They don't seem to come out. They seem like they're just in for the night.
And we do know they like rubbing shit on the walls, so they may never come out.
That is definitely how that works.
If you're
they
okay,
don't do it.
If you're okay
house,
putting shit on the walls, you're not coming out of that building anytime soon.
Yeah.
Although you do know, I mean, one of them who did that was not a guru.
No, this is true, but it is a running theme of our villains.
Yeah, it really is. I take no credit for that or blame.
I'm blaming all of you, Rick. Rick, is there something you need to tell us?
Okay, so hold on a sec. As we're on the roof watching, like, let's review the evidence here. So we know that what was it? Three what?
Three slices.
Three slices. He's guarding the perimeter of the Sept. Let's assume these guys, the Cult of Fenris, come in, they wipe poor Three Slices out. Mm-hmm. That gives them the ability to come in and speak at the moot because there's no one to stop them or warn, etc.
Yeah, because the scroll told us that they took Truth 2 days prior.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. and these guys. So then,
These
yeah,
guys
that would
these
mean
guys,
that.
you overheard these guys admit to basically knocking someone off,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like
So
they didn't say it by name, but like we can assume.
yeah, let's assume. Because they talked about the weaker werewolves and that, and it's not like
Hmm.
there's another Sept in town.
Hmm.
So, and then there's some kind of a werewolf hanging around the old Get a Fenris Sept. That person is not necessarily though part of the Get a Fenris. I think that would be an assumption to jump to that too soon. Um, hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, damn it, Artemis. Gotta hydrate. Also, what do you have in inspiration? Which normally is advantage. I'm just gonna give you +2 on
A roll.
whatever your roll is, basically. Yeah.
Nice, because I'm awesome.
I don't think it's
You can
that.
thank Artemis.
It's because I hydrated.
Maybe that.
Let's go.
Can't take on all 9. Wait a minute. Why didn't I think of that? Why don't we just go tell them we want to join?
We could. We want to get into these guys' house. That's like if I walked into the house of like my local like monastery or priest, I break into his house and go, "Hi, can I join your church?" Like,
No,
why
but-
would I do that?
Or your local like hate group, whatever.
Yeah,
They
like,
literally
why?
said they
So,
were looking
yeah,
for
yeah, like-
recruits.
True,
Yeah,
true. But also, have you met Riff Raff? Because he's not very good at lying.
If anybody's good at lying, it should be Riff Raff.
It should be.
You know what? Do you want to end this session with us in a lot of trouble? Because if you want, then we could totally go in there and get ourselves in trouble and then make Amira fix it next session.
Okay, let's go down and knock
You
on
know
the
who
door.
doesn't know where you are? Everyone.
Fuck it. Let's go down
Let's
and
go
knock
down
on
and
the
knock
fucking
on the
door.
Okay.
I aggressively hit the door. I'm
Yeah.
like, boom,
Oh,
boom, 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 boom.
Riff Raff was gonna do that thing where we go da 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 da. Da.
Yeah. Well, that's not happening.
But
Riff
I'll
Raff.
let John smash it.
You don't hear anything for quite a while, and then the door flings open, and there's a shotgun in your face.
Oh!
Riff Raff loses his shit immediately.
No, Riff Raff's like standing there with like hide the pain grin. Hello.
Put a gun right in my face?
I mean,
Maybe it's too.
they're probably trespassing. You can assume.
Fair enough. I want to use my new gift here. Hold on a second.
Okay.
This will go over great. You'll love this.
I'm so excited for this TPK while Sophia's not here.
Okay. So I have rapid shift.
Okay.
Fuck.
So it says I'm able to shift in the blink of an eye. Doing so comes at a risk, though, as Guru can sustain serious body damage if the attempt fails. So, I mean, that's a bad thing. It says that the user shapeshifts and the player makes a gift test against the difficulty of the form that I'm shifting to. And on a win, the minor action penalty for the shift is disregarded.
Okay. So you could do it essentially
If
for
the test
free.
fails, the user takes superficial damage equal to the margin of failure.
Okay.
So what I essentially want to do is go like straight to the Glabro form.
All right. So a single.
And snatch with the extra strength. Well, the extra strength and dexterity, like take the gun away from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
The schmuck.
Yeah. So
So
we're
can I try that?
well. Roll your rage check first to see how you do.
How I do for the shift?
The shift, yep.
1 per rage. So I roll 1 dice, right?
Yep.
For the rage check?
Mm-hmm.
A 7.
I do
So
feel like the hunger dice make a little bit more sense than the rage dice, personally. But
in vampire?
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotta reread the rules. Okay, well I did. It was a success.
Okay,
So I assume I don't lose a rage then for that, right?
that is right.
And
So yeah,
then for my
your,
quick shift, I have to roll dexterity plus glory,
okay,
which is mostly rage again. 2 successes on that.
okay, yeah.
And the shift to Glabro, it says, is a difficulty of 2. So
Oh, is it?
yeah, for to do it rapid.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, that would have been 2 rage dice then. I didn't realize it increased it.
Oh no, no, like for me to make the fast shift, I have to roll dexterity and glory, and the difficulty for dex glory is 2 for Galabro
Gotcha.
or Hispo, and
Gotcha.
3 for Krynos, 1 for Hamid and Lupus. So
Okay.
And then can I try to grab the gun away?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably dexterity and athletics, maybe.
Okay, so dex is 3, and athletics is 2, and then I get 2 more dice for being in Galabro because it's a physical check.
Makes sense.
And 1 dice, of course, rolled away from me. Oh, come on.
That good?
I got 1 success.
Oof.
So I guess
Okay.
I'm being shot.
Is
yeah.
there
What?
any way for me to help? Other than like pushing him out the way and just like Superman bulleting myself?
No, that's probably about the only way that you could really interfere here.
I could take a bullet.
I don't want you to take a
face?
bullet.
To the face, though?
Could I try to push John?
Then you're going to take the bullet?
The other thing that I would say is, I mean, social tests for the Glabro are at a penalty, but Riffraff is not in Glabro form. You're not great with social tests, but you could try to.
Wait a minute. I thought Riffraff was in Lupus.
Oh yeah.
No, because we had to climb down the ladder and all that jazz.
Because Riffraff made the phone call, so it had to be.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Unless you called from the Krynos form, just single word.
Yeah. Help. I will try a social check, I guess.
Okay. And you do have the 2 bonus from Artemis, so.
So 2 bonus dice.
Mm-hmm.
It would be charisma. Would it be?
Yeah, charisma, and I would say probably either persuasion or manipulation. Depending on what you're trying to do. Depending on what you're trying to do.
I want to just like be like stop, wait, like don't shoot. We're here for the we're here to join the Cult of Fenris. Like he's trying to convince him. Like wait,
manipulation.
Like my friend's my friend's fucked up. He has brain damage. Just let us. Don't kill us.
I love that I'm the fucked up one.
He might have brain damage in a minute, but charisma and manipulation, please.
Okay, actually, that's not that bad.
And plus 2.
Fuck, please.
Yeah.
Please. Okay. 1 success.
Pull the trigger. I'm good with this.
Pull the trigger, piglet.
You know what? I think let's end on a real cliffhanger here, and we'll find out next time if John gets his face off or not.
Don't pull the trigger, piglet.
tomorrow, Jeremy, you've got your new stream. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
Tomorrow we're playing Vaesen over on DM Jeremy, which is a 19th century monster hunting in Sweden, Norway, up in the north of Europe game, and looking forward to playing that. With
Yeah,
the girls,
it'll be fun.
The gal pals from Potions and Potpourri are joining us.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for coming and watching. We'll see you all next week.
See ya.